Let's go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're doing a little bit of a late afternoon stream here, guys. Of course, I have to make sure I have my frosty mug available. Great for beverages, hot and cold. Thank you guys for tuning in. Guys, we are coming to you live today across multiple platforms as usual, but today we are doing YouTube, Rumble, YouTube, Rumble, TikTok, X, and for the first time, hopefully it's working, Facebook. It's the flippity dippity. You are correct. Oh my goodness. Well, this is it's good to see you guys. I've been going through a lot of stuff, trying to take care of myself, resting, all of this. I look like a little elf today with this hat on because my hair was messy and I was like, oh, I'll wear a hat. This is the Portland Fire, our WNBA team here. As you can see, maybe I'll just forego the hat for right now. We'll see. We'll make it happen. Oh my goodness, everyone. Missed you guys. I just took my dogs out and it is hot AF outside right now. Hot AF. I am not a fan of the hot. Not a fan. Yes, I love this mug and I love the lady who's on the mug. Delicious. Okay. Guys, the title here, compassion, ? This is a tough subject, okay? As a survivor of, a cult, this is something that we were heavily, and I do mean heavily, indoctrinated in the opposite manner of, okay? And, oh, well, thank you, Calamity Claire. Yeah, this is something that from birth, in early adolescence and early childhood development, you live in Central Georgia. I know, Amy. I really shouldn't be bitching up here in Oregon. We're doing much better than, frankly, most of the country right now. So, apologies for my dramatic response to what is it even? Okay, I'm embarrassed. It's 79 degrees. But that's hot up here, guys. And by hot, I mean like if you came here, Amy, from Central Georgia and walked around in 79-degree heat, you'd be like, "Oh, that's awful." It hits different here. You got your Thespian Lesbian shirt? Please send me a picture. I'll put that. I love that. Yeah, we did break nature. That is for sure. VJ, that is for sure. But self-compassion is a wild topic. I am currently reading this. You guys may have seen me a couple weeks ago with her first book, which was just self-compassion. This is Fierce Self-Compassion. This is the update. What happened to the other book, Nora? Did you finish it? No. Why not? Well, my oldest came into town and we were having some big heart-to-hearts about his own feelings and things like that. And I said, you need this book. And I handed it to my firstborn and away he went back to California with that. So I ordered myself the updated version because I didn't realize that the self-compassion one was like the first book and this actually has a little more data in it. it just builds off of what she laid as the foundation, right? This is fierce self-compassion, how to harness kindness to speak up, claim your power, and thrive. So I want to go over a couple things here and talk about a lot of stuff, guys, because I have been off the internet for the most part. I was completely off the internet for over a week, and that was wonderful. Oh, I'm so sorry about the forest fires there. Last I spoke with Dylan, he is good. He was safe, but thank you for reminding me. I gotta recheck back in with him and find out how he's doing today. We also have fires up here in Oregon. It's like the whole fucking state of Washington's on fire. Yeah. This is a concept that has been it is foreign to me. That's a weird question. I'm sure somebody already deleted that, but like, yes. And you probably got bounced or timed out or whatever. Are you a gay lesbian? That seems like a double question. You know, are you a gay lesbian? Is there another kind of lesbian? All lesbians are gay, but not all gays are lesbian. I hope that clears it up for you. Yeah. All right. I want to show you guys a graphic here. Let me pull this up. Nora, that's absolutely the wrong button to push there. That's what I want. I want this one here. Perfection. Okay. So in this book, Dr. Kristen Neff talks about self-compassion, and there's actually 3 elements of self-compassion. Okay? As opposed to a straight lesbian, like, right, I know. Hi, Lindsay. I'm live. That's what I'm doing. I'm attempting to do my job. I'm going over self-compassion, Lindsay. I am part of the gays, Kitty, in case anyone was wondering. So in this, let me boop boop. Like all psychopaths are narcissists, but not all narcissists are psychopaths. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. Correct. No, girl. Girl, it's all good. I am copying you, though. I am doing a vertical. Oh, you were texting me? I thought I told you I was going live in a minute. Anyway, love seeing you and Nora and friends in chat. Thank you, mommers. Thank you for that. Yeah, Lindsay has been a busy bee. She has been a busy bee today. Whoa, Ann Castillas, 20 memberships. Thank you. That's crazy. Thank you. Wild. Thank you, Ann. That's very generous. And guys, if you received a gifted membership right now, please thank Ann for your gifted membership. Thank you so much. So let me pull up this graphic here. Let's see how this pops up. There it is. But I want to just have it up. You guys can still hear me when I'm not in it. Okay. So this is the 3 elements of self-compassion: self-kindness, mindfulness, and common humanity. Okay. Self-kindness, mindfulness, and common humanity. Now, one concept, well, these 3, I didn't realize that self-compassion had components. It totally does. And this has been fascinating to me to think about and to kind of ponder and things like that, because it's very interesting to me that this is so, like, I don't know, I guess it should have been obvious that there's 3 elements of self-compassion. I don't know. This is something I don't know about. So in the book, she breaks down each of those things, okay? And as you guys can see, I'm barely in this book, okay? So, yeah, don't even worry about that. I'm at the very beginning, so I'm trying my best to digest this information and apply it to myself, and then talk to you guys about it. Encourage you to also please go get this book. I get nothing from that. This is not sponsored by Dr. Kristen Neff. Um, I think everybody should read this book, because not just for trauma victims or people indoctrinated into cults since they were a baby. I think that this information is vital for humanity to move forward, um, in a positive, productive, cooperative fashion. Okay, because yeah, we're kind of sucking right now, and we need to fix it. Okay, so inside these 3 components, okay, there's 2 variants of self-compassion, okay? It's the compassion literal, just for yourself, taking care of yourself, okay? That's the tender. The book is this, Sage. It is Fierce Self-Compassion, by Dr. Kristen Neff. Please, 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 please go get this. I'll put a link in there in a second here. If you guys wanna get it on the Zon, or you can, uh, go to your local bookstore. It's literally everywhere. It's not, you know, uh, yeah, it's not a hidden thing. Hang on one second. Oh, god damn it. I don't know what it is, the trees, whatever, is murdering me right now. Oh, you don't see rocks. She's hidden now. She's in hiding. Okay. So, one is the tender self-compassion for yourself, and the other, she describes, just like the title of the book, fierce self-compassion. She gives you a little chart in here, okay, that shows these different things. If you guys want to screenshot that, you can. I'm going to talk about it right now. So, Nora, did you forget all your fun? Ah! I have fun things that will make my life easier. Why don't you use the fun things? Okay, I will. Let me pa, 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 pa. I don't want that on. I want this one. Oh, ha! All right, there we are. And I want to replace the self-compassion, and I will show you guys what I am talking about. Here we go. And there we are. Ta-da! Let me just brighten that up for you guys so you can see it better. Yeah? Focus! I have to change the exposure here a little bit. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So the expressions of self-compassion here, okay? As you can see, there's this whole chart. So the purpose, tender, be with, fierce has 3 parts, okay? Protect, provide, and motivate. Why are we not in focus? There we go. Autofocus is amazing. Okay? So, under self-kindness, okay, the 3 aspects that we just went over of self-compassion. So just for yourself, the tender is love, then the common humanity is connection, and the mindfulness part is presence. Okay? The fierce, first part of fierce, protect, bravery, empowerment, clarity. Okay? Providing fiercely, fulfillment, balance, and authenticity. And then the last one, motivating fierceness, encouragement, wisdom, and vision. So it's interesting to me that self compassion, and she says there might even be more components than this. These are just the 4 that she's working with throughout this book. That self compassion can express itself in all of these ways. Okay. And it is kind of awesome. Okay. Kind of awesome that all of this is expressing loving kindness to yourself, right? So when you are standing up for yourself, okay, as an example, someone's harming you in some way, okay? Someone punches you in the face, okay? Under the protect, self, fierce self-compassion, bravery, empowerment, and clarity, self-defense fits in there. Self-compassion and being compassionate doesn't mean that you don't push back against falsities, right? It doesn't mean that you enable people who are harming others, okay? So, listen, I want to be 100%. Listen, motherfucker. Fuck you. Israel is a terrorist nation. Free Palestine. Don't fucking put shit like this in my chat with the Palestinian flag and the motherfucking coffins. I'm serious. Don't do that shit. That's fucking hate speech, and you can go fuck yourself. Okay? Oh. Okay, good. I didn't do that to Stephanie by accident. Everything's moving. But that's just, are you fucking kidding me? Hey, I guess something went wrong. Yeah, of course it did. Literally, don't come with that shit in my chat. Anyone who knows me knows exactly where I stand on all of that shit. And people are trying to mass report this stream right now. I'm sure we know who that could possibly be. A person who does not practice any kind of compassion. Any kind of compassion. And my statement about the state, the nation of Israel has nothing to do with my firm support and love of Jewish people. Please, they are not the same. A religion and a political ideology are not the same. Just like your gender identity and your sexuality, not the same. Okay? Please, let's get these basic concepts straight, guys. Let's get these basic concepts straight. Okay? So, standing up for yourself, protecting yourself is very, very important. Now, where I got this confused, and she talks a lot about this in the book. I'm going to get rid of that here. What's interesting to me is that this book is very scientifically based, okay? This is a woman with a PhD who has done massive amounts of studies about almost 2 decades of studies now about the effect of self-compassion on individuals without trauma, all of that kind of stuff. And it is fascinating to me where, okay, what good for you, Paul. No one needs to announce their body their body parts in the chat, okay? I don't care. Now everybody wants to have a religious debate in the chat. This is very odd. Yeah, Zionists are not the same as Jewish people, okay? Let's just kindness is always free. I don't understand your comment here, VJ Burke. There's a lot of people here. What does this mean? Stop Darvo. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos in here, but that's okay. Weirdos are welcome. Okay. Rox, if you're the only one in here, don't worry about it. I got it. You can literally take a break. It's all good. Okay. Because shit's gonna get weird. So in the last few days, I've been having some really important conversations about this book. Oh no, Ricky. This is not politics here. We don't do politics on this show. Okay. Bye. Mass reporting a stream that has nothing to do with them is a bit strange, right? Wouldn't you think so, Sage? But there is nothing that is below the dark tetrad, group. They can't even hear a stream about self-compassion without losing their literal shit. Right? How do I know it's being mass reported? Because I well, thank you for telling me I'm young. Yes. Yes. Listen, when I learn something, I want to pass that knowledge on to other people because knowledge is power, and I am not Shira. I don't wield the sword of power and have, the power of a god and all these other things to like just go out and protect people. I can pass on that knowledge and give other people power. Oh, that's so nice to bring your homophobia here. No, thank you. I love when people think, honestly, that calling me Rosie O'Donnell is an insult. Thank you. I will take that compliment. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's not an insult. I wish. Listen, Rosie, you want to team up and do something together? I'm for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh yeah, it's going to be 45 alts of people who want to come in and try and distract from the messaging. Can I stop watching the chat? Well, if I stopped, I wouldn't have seen your message, Terry, would I? No. Okay, whatever the fuck this is, no. Fuck Israel. Fuck Bibi Netanyahu. I don't have compassion for them. I don't. You think of me, the DARVO? Yeah. Rosie's in New York. Yeah, she went back. She's going to do a show again. Yeah. Remember when she used to take walks with her neighbor during COVID, her little neighbor friend who came over? And she was like, I need somebody to walk with me. Let's go. And they would just like walk around her neighborhood, this like 90-year-old lady. Anyway, so thinking a lot about this, okay, and those three elements, I'm just going to bring those back up so you guys can see them again. The three elements of self-compassion are super important because it's something I never learned. They don't teach you this in school. They don't teach you this anywhere. They don't teach you this as part of any sort of education. And it's really, really, really important. Okay, let me flip me in the thing here. In Scientology, from the time that you are able to process verbal words from your parents to you, okay? None of this is communicated to you, okay? What's communicated to you in a very harsh manner is that you are a problem in some way or another, okay? Uh, you know, a small child, a toddler, they have a lot of fits, okay? I have 4 kids. I've been through that many times. Um, and they, they express themselves in different ways. Some kids throw themselves on the ground. Some kids just, they squirt tears out of their eyes. It can be very dramatic. The screaming, man, the screaming. And when you have compassion for your kid, and this is where the gentle parenting and compassion, they can intersect, but compassion isn't just also allowing things. Oh, I love Ursula. I love her so much. Isn't being tolerant of misbehavior either, okay? And there's a difference between self-compassion and self-esteem, okay? So, when you're a small child and you're upset about anything, you're hungry, you're tired, you fell down, and you get upset and you express that, uh, you know, visceral feeling out loud, usually by crying, right? You're immediately met with like, "That's it! Knock off that HE&R." Like, that's bop, 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 right? And your parents will tell you from the earliest age that you can speak to knock off your HE&R, which literally stands for, guys, H, E, and then and, like the ampersand, R, okay? Human, emotion, and reaction. So from the time you can process language, you know the difference between yes and no, more, food, you've learned the basics. You are told that the emotions, the sensations, the pain, the discomfort, the upset, the disagreements that you have with anything in your environment is not okay. That literally being a human being is against the rules. Okay? Scientology children are not, in the eyes of most Scientology parents, they are not regular humans. Okay? They are immortal spiritual beings in a teeny tiny body. In a teeny tiny body. Okay? Now, regular parents have said that, like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your whining. Children should be seen and not heard. Okay? Now, all of that still indicates, Kelly, that you are a human being. Right? That you're having a human emotion. They don't like it. Okay? The difference is that in Scientology, human emotion is an invalid thing. It's not real. It's not okay. It's not allowed. I'm happy for you, AIN Mama 2001. Good job on getting therapy. So you start off thinking as a small child that you have these kind of extra fancy origin story, like as if you're some sort of superhero from a comic book, right? That you now are bigger, better, stronger, smarter than all the other people around you who are not Scientologists. So from birth, we are literally bred to be teeny tiny narcissists, okay? Just itty bitty baby narcissists. We are filled with confidence and self-esteem. which is not the same as self-compassion, okay? Because when we did have an accident, you fell down, you scraped your knee, the only thing that can handle it is what? Scientology, right? And if you don't do that right, well, that's a sin. You're going to have to confess that later. And then, of course, there's, I was talking to, I think, Liz about this the other day. There's never an end. It's not like for all of you people who are current or lapsed Catholics in the chat, the idea of confession, to go and sit before a man or woman of God and say, forgive me, I have sinned, and you tell the sin, okay? Whatever that is. I hit my dog today, whatever, okay? And then the priest listens and tells you something wise about that, perhaps a piece of scripture, and then tells you to go do some sort of, prayer, penance, to go do that. You feel better because you have told the thing that was weighing on your spirit. You go do the 4 Hail Marys, right? Which in itself is like a form of mindfulness. And then, you go about your day. Usually, okay, people feel better and they move on from those things and don't, need to talk about the earlier time and or Reformed Catholics, mommers. There you go. And then go to an earlier lifetime, and then on another planet, and then in another universe, etc. Okay. So because there's no end. And then all of that is written down and recorded. And then if later, 5 years later, you have a dog that passes away because it was old as fuck, right? It's just normal. Oh, why did your dog die? Because you hit the dog. And then that's going to be shoved back in your face every time, anytime there's something dog related, So there is no actual healing. There is no betterment, right? And of course, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. You caused it because you have crimes, right? That's my point, Ann. Once it's confessed, it's gone. It's done. No, nobody's bringing it up. The priest isn't looking at you like, I see you. Fucking hit that dog, bro. Like they're done. They don't care. They listen to 50 confessions a week. They don't write that shit down. Now, the only time that they have to act on something is if it's an actual, actionable crime, right? Then they have to go to authorities. But 99% of the time, they're like, all right, go do your fucking Hail Marys and be off with you. I got 5 more people to see. Let's go. Let's move the line along, The only time in Scientology that you are forgiven ever is on a confessional that begins with, I am not auditing you. When they say this is the session, I am not auditing you. That's a confessional, which means that after every single session, the person who just took those confessions from you is going to write a report about every single thing that you told them. And you are going to have to go and do multiple steps to beg people to not look at you like a crazy person. Okay. And then you're going to go back for more the next day. And then at the very end, after all of your floaties happen, then they say to you, they look you dead in the eyes and they say, by the power vested in me, by the Church of Scientology International, you are forgiven for everything you have truthfully told me here, right? Something like that. Okay. And you feel relief in that moment. You're forgiven. except for you're not. All of that goes down on your permanent record. Permanent record. Yeah, and the amnesties are bullshit too, Jay. The amnesties are bullshit too. Why? Because they make you write up, they make you confess, self-confess all of your sins, okay? And then when you've written an acceptable amount of those, then they forgive you. Okay? So, yeah. So as children, we were really fucked up, okay? We didn't have compassion for anyone, okay? We didn't have kindness. We didn't think mindfully about what we said or did to other people, and we certainly didn't express any form of common humanity with anyone outside of our tiny little circle. So we were always given the exact opposite of this, right? And especially for yourself. You know, I've gone over in other streams the 8 components of life as laid out by Mr. Lafayette Hubbard. And they go 1 through 8, and 1 is you. The first dynamic is you. And then sex, and then your group, and then mankind, and then animals, and then physical objects, then you as a spiritual being, and then God or infinity, okay? And hey, Laura. And the one dynamic that they literally don't want you ever talking about is you. If this is a problem that has to do with you, go fuck yourself. Literally, go fuck yourself. Okay? This is like, you cannot talk about you. All the problems that you confess to, that you talk, you can't be like, for example, it wouldn't be accepted in most cases, except on the first dynamic form. In the false purpose rundown, which is the only place in all of Scientology that you actually address you, okay? Where you're asked questions like, have you ever not brushed your teeth? Have you ever, not eaten on purpose? And all these other ridiculous questions, which are valid questions to ask about, taking care of yourself, right? But otherwise, they don't want to, in any way, shape, or form, have you discuss yourself. So if you are at work, okay, you're doing your job, and you're like, oof, I'm having a really bad period. Like I can't stand up. I'm in pain. They're like, knock off your fucking HENR and your bank and do your fucking job. You're not a body. Stop being a body. Guys, if you, ladies in the chat, how many of you have stopped a period or cramps by telling yourself, stop being a body? Can anyone answer that? Has that worked for anyone? I'm super curious. Now, I have a funny story to tell you about that. When I was working in the classroom, where's my little book? There was one supervisor, Sean, and he was very intimidated by women's issues. Let's put it that way. So the girls in our classroom realized that if they said to Sean, I'm having my period, he'd be like, oh, just go. We'll see you in 5 to 10 days. And one day, all of these young teen girls were like getting out of, yeah, Anne, exactly. like doing their course by saying this. And I was like, ladies, where are you going? Oh, I'm having my period. And Sean said we could leave because I have cramps. And I tore up their pass and looked Sean dead in his eyes. I was like, you know what? I'm having my period and I'm here doing my work. Sit the fuck down. Like, I was so mad. So mad. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking ovary up, ladies. Let's go. Yeah, I wish I had that power. Hey, Nikki. Put your earbuds in. That's amazing, Stephanie. That's amazing. Yeah, the men who can't say the word vulva or clitoris, they are terrified. Yeah, I am Spartacus. Yeah. Man. Try going to an all-girls Catholic high school. Yeah. Everybody syncs up. My basketball team did, my softball team, our tennis team. It's like if you're around women long enough, you all sing. It's like, it's the Vulcan mind meld, but for women, right? So, yeah. That's just a natural thing that happens. I don't know why it happens, but I guess it's like a nature thing. You become a herd. So you guys are all, perioding up at the same time. So that, the copulation season can begin at the same time. VJ, I say moist all the time. Hey, Krusty. Thank you. I'm doing a bit better. I'm taking it slow though, guys, because and this is something I was talking about in therapy. I'll share with you guys. And why I haven't been back and why I'm still figuring a lot of things out and trying to doggedly read this book during the day more instead of just watching Supergirl, which I watched today before I came on, and I liked it a lot. I know that movie got ragged on incessantly, but once again, women supporting women, lifting up women. Uh-oh. Got to shit all over that. Yeah. The reason why I've been taking an extra break, guys, is that I have been dealing with some physical issues. And mostly that is what I guess therapists and other people call like activation, right? Okay. And that means like when the other term for it is like triggered. And one thing, as I'm learning about self-compassion and trying to figure out YouTube going forward and all this kind of stuff, I've started to become a lot more aware in while activation is happening, not just like when I'm done with a live or something like that, and then just feeling those effects for 24 to 72 hours. That speaking repeatedly about trauma is damaging to your nervous system, right? Like I am, guys, breaking news. I'm a human being. Shocking to some, I know. Shocking. But a fact. I'm a human being. Oh, thank you for being a member here for 17 months. Thank you so much, Georgia. Appreciate that. And when that activation starts, it is a very visceral, physical thing that happens, okay, for me. And I know it presents itself in different ways for everybody, right? But for me, heart rate jumps. I get tight, 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 tight in my chest. Like someone is just like, I'm in a fucking vice, right? My head and neck tense up. Everything is just like that, right? And I am ready to just, to quote Margaret Cho, "Daddy punch," right? Um, and it's not a good feeling to have all the time. Now that is your parasympathetic nervous system on high alert. Okay, sometimes talked about as the reptilian brain, the amygdala, fight or flight. We've got adrenaline. We've got cortisol. We've got, we're firing on all engines for pure survival. Okay. I don't know what that means. And yes, hope the body is going to warn you. But see, this is another thing. This is another concept in Scientology where we former Scientologists oftentimes have a very difficult relationship with our bodies, because you are told in many, 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 many other texts, okay, many texts throughout Scientology, starting with the very first book, Dianetics, okay? In here, he says there are 3 parts of man, okay? You have the mind, the body, and the spirit. They are all separate. They are not in one pakaja, okay? They are separate pieces. So your body is one thing. Your brain, okay, is nothing more than an automaton. That it's just like the automated life support for your body, running the fluids and all of that stuff, right? And then in your mind, which is separate from your body, right? So as a little kid, when, you would hear in movies or TV, "Oh, they've lost their mind." I'd be like, "Oh my God, how can you lose it? I thought it stayed with you everywhere, but you could lose it. That's terrible." I was always losing things as a kid. I thought, my God, I can lose my mind? Does somebody else take it? What happens then? Where do I store all of my pictures? The terrors for Scientology children. And of course, the mind is divided into 2 parts, the analytical and the reactive mind. And then, of course, you as a spirit. You as a spirit, and you are enormous, infinite, like a genie out of the bottle, just huge. And you're supposed to envision your body as if it's like a teeny tiny sliver stuck in the thumb of a giant, just like the size of a hair. That concept to me, I was like, what in the actual fuck? That doesn't make no sense. Why am I a sliver? That's crazy. So Scientologists have a very weird relationship with their bodies. Okay, they firmly believe you are not your body. So anything that's happening with your body, pain, discomfort, weird lumps, loss of vision, that has nothing to do with you, right? As a spirit. So there you go. Yeah. Girl, stop telling all my secrets, Stephanie. So now in psychology and things, that is called disassociation. Okay, like you are compartmentalizing. You are slicing and dicing like a Ginsu knife. Pop, 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 pop. You up into all these weird pieces. So trying to integrate myself back into the comfort and, uh, you know, positive relationship, with my body has been very difficult, very difficult. And this is, coupled with growing up as an American girl with, you know, fucking tons of body image issues throughout my whole life. Okay. Even before I got fat, like most good American girls, I thought I was fat when I was the fat. I mean, because that's, if you're not thinking that as an American girl, you're not actually on social media. Steph, it does sound like we are twinsies. Absolutely. Yes, I've had several fibromyalgia flare-ups, which have been very debilitating, but I also experienced a phenomenon a few nights ago that was terrifying. I'm going to tell you guys about that and how I'm dealing with that with self-compassion. I have a lot of very bad dreams. I have CPTSD, guys. This is also not breaking news. You guys have been aware of this for a number of years. And so me and sleep also don't have the best relationship. And yes, Mother's Gary, yes. Yep. Yeah, everything is the opposite. It is the bizarro world. And I was having a very intense dream and also an extreme amount of pain at the same time. And I guess I was like twitching or moving or saying something. So my wife started waking me up from the bad dream. And as I was waking up, I was in excruciating pain. Now, I have been a migraine sufferer for 40 years, guys. Actually longer than that, 43 years now. And I thought my head was on fire. I thought my left eye was going to fly out of my face. It was awful. Our room is very dark because of how our windows face. And so we have like blackout curtains and stuff like that, right? And so my wife is like, "You're okay. It's me. Open your eyes. Look at me." Which usually brings me a tremendous amount of comfort and I like can start breathing normally. I was like breathing very quickly. And as I opened my eyes, I looked up at the ceiling and it looked like everything was melting. So that wasn't fun. And then I looked at my wife and her face was melting. And I was like, "Everything is wrong." And she's like, "Okay, get up. Let's have some water. Sit up." I'm drinking water. Everything is still melting. I can hardly walk. I don't know what's going on. I'm so dizzy. I'm nauseous. And we go into the bathroom and she flips on what we jokingly call the big light. It's the big bright light. And she's now doing like a stroke assessment on me because I'm like, "Am I having a stroke?" Right. And so she's looking at my pupils and we're doing the smile and we're doing the thing and all this stuff. No. Thank God. Even though I asked like 6 times, I was not having a stroke. What I did have, though, was what's called a vestibular migraine. And this is where you can have like a migraine so extreme that all of those visual things happen, and all the other things, the dizziness, the nausea, and the excruciating pain. And that was horrifying. I was literally in sheer terror. So then I was like, okay, when you ask, Safari or wherever, what do I do if this, here's all the things that happen. What do I do? They're like, "Oh, you need to go to the ER immediately." And I was like, "Oh my God, what?" And then I'm like, well, what are they going to do in the ER? Right. And then it turns out I have all the medication anyway. I have the pain meds. I have all the stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to the emergency room. The only thing that they could do in the emergency room that I can't do here is IV fluids. Obviously, I'm not doing that. And any imaging because I don't have an MRI machine, guys. Turns out. But obviously, if I was having symptoms of a stroke or something like that, I would immediately go get help, right? Yeah, yeah. So I've been dealing with that, guys, along with learning to recognize my own physical combined with mental limits about all of these things. Talking about Scientology, and let's face it, I have spent 2 years, 2+ years, who's counting, um, doing content to call out the I'm trying to word this compassionately, guys. I'm actually trying to, like, uh, talking almost exclusively because it hasn't been every single video, but it's been a lot of videos. Um, Talking about Aaron Smith Levin's words and actions that are of a destructive nature to himself and the people around him. And in that discussion and showing the receipts, however you want to look at that, we have gone over a lot of concepts. We've gone over Darvo, we've gone over the dark tetrad, um, malignant narcissism, narcissistic abuse, the cycle of narcissistic abuse, a lot of concepts that I was learning, uh, you know, along with you guys, making sure that I was passing along the knowledge. And please put an MRI machine on the Amazon wish list. That would just, people would lose their shit. Can you imagine? I don't even know how much an MRI machine costs. I'm sure it's got to be $500,000 at least, right? Does anybody know? I mean, I can Google it. I have a whole fucking computer in front of me. Let me see here. How much does an MRI, no, not an MRI cost? No, machine. Oh, what? Okay, 3 million, brand new, 100,000 for a basic refurbish unit. Okay. Yeah, mid-range is 250 to 450. That's refurbished. And then new 500 to 3 million. Cuz it goes from the 1.5T or 3T systems up to ultra high field 7T research scanners. What could they even see with those other ones? That is wild. What? It costs $30,000, guys, just to order the liquid helium replenishment to keep the magnets super cooled. Wow. That's a lot of money. Make it a portable one? Yeah, right? That would be, when are we getting the Star Trek, woo, 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 and they just see everything? I need that. We need that. Don't be giving Mew Mew content. Okay, Krusty. I'm not worried about him and his 10 whole viewers. It's all right. So, yeah. So it's been an interesting mix of things. And I have really, I'm proud of the important trauma content, trauma, education that I have passed along, because that's super important. But what I also realized is that I have, in this process, because I haven't practiced good self compassion with myself, um, I have hurt myself along the way. Right? I have not dealt with myself with self kindness, humanity, or mindfulness. I haven't done that. Um, and I have to really put that as a priority for me. Does that mean that Mr. Smith Levin will never be spoken about again? I tried that once, guys. It lasted a few months. So I'm not going to make any promises. I also love how people are like, I thought you said you're off the internet. I said I was taking a break. A break can be 10 minutes. If you're working for corporate entities, you get two 15-minute breaks and a half an hour lunch. So if I'd been gone an hour off the internet, that would technically be a break. Okay? Stop coming for me because I came back on the internet to talk about something. This is literally my job. And for all the people out there that say, go get a real job, I can't. In case you hadn't heard, as I have explained multiple times, I have CPTSD. And although I did hold jobs for years at a time, in the past, that was highly detrimental to my physical and mental health. So, a very, very important opportunity came my way. And I do want to say thank you to Aaron Smith Levin for 1 minute. I'm going to express some gratitude for Mr. Smith Levin for encouraging me to come on YouTube and talk. Yeah. Because without that nudge, I probably wouldn't have done it, to be honest. Yeah. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, Aaron. I appreciate. And it's also 2026, guys. Content creation is an actual profession. It's actually the number one profession that Gen Alpha, the new Bibis, aspire to be. Okay. They are choosing YouTube content creator, TikTok content creator over astronaut, doctor, teacher. Okay. And that's a scary proposition, but that's just facts. Okay. So, yeah. And I have really diligently, guys, on purpose, not been consuming any of the, like, I haven't been on Reddit. So sorry, Reddit people. I'm not there to punch back at your weird things you say about me like I had in the past. I haven't been on TikTok. And just in the last couple days, I got back on YouTube and I've been, was in Laura's chat the other day. She was down at the police commission. I'm really proud of what she's doing right now. If you guys don't know, at the ripe young age of being in her 40s, Laura FM is going to finally get her GED. This is something. Oh, thank you so much, Sharon, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for this generous super chat also. She's getting her GED and she's doing it in front of everybody. I am so fucking proud of her. I cannot even express how proud of Laura I am, guys, because I had the privilege, okay, as a Scientology baby, to go to public schools and not be solely indoctrinated in Scientology schools or like Laura and my ex-husband and many of the other born-ins have no education whatsoever. Okay, because it was not considered important. And the fact that Laura has made it as fucking great as she has, all on her literal own for all these years since she left the SEERG. We're talking 20 years, guys. 20 plus years, I think. Or I don't know, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but it's been a couple decades at least with no GED to speak of. That's a fucking testament to how fucking incredibly smart and talented and, powerful she is. And those are some of the best things about people who grew up in Scientology. Okay. And even that gets exploited. But like all of us kids, we were indoctrinated to believe that our worth was measurable. And that measure Oh, I know, and Jacob's here. Jacob has been diligently being such a good teacher. Holy shit, man. If you guys need help, everybody should hire Jacob just to like, if you guys have kids out there that need some tutoring or something, please reach out. And I don't know if Jacob's doing that, but I'm voluntolding him and creating a business for him right now. I don't know exactly what you're asking me with this super chat. Do I think that anything Lindsay said about Aaron is scary? I don't know. I'm just trying to be honest here. I don't know exactly what you're asking me here. Do I think that things that Aaron Smith Levin has done are scary? Yes. I have expressed that in multiple videos. I find his behavior and his words to be frightening and escalating in nature. And I've expressed that multiple times. And I don't think that's of benefit for him and certainly not for the people around him. Yeah. Yeah. So if that's scary, yes. Do I feel personally threatened by him? That's an iffy thing. There are times when I have definitely felt very threatened by him, my personal safety and other things. I have very much felt afraid for. But I think that he is doing himself in right now. I think that his channel is tanking hard. I think that he thinks that doing this, what he has dubbed me drama streams, is going to like boost his channel now by trying to demonize, defame, and discredit me with slander and lies, is somehow going to make me leave the internet, right? And yes, he got a little bit of cheddar in the beginning of doing that, but here's another lady I'll shout out. Lindsay has been kicking ass, man, because she has the literal receipts, and Aaron's lies, blatant lies and doublespeak and Darvo and everything else are being exposed with his own words and actions. It's pretty simple. Yes, VJ, you can only control yourself and your reactions to others. And that's the part that I'm really, really, really working on, right? Because being in this fight, and that's how my body has interpreted it. That's how I've felt it's been. Punch to the face, threatening to burn Aaron's life down. That first of all, if you didn't watch the whole video, that comment was taken completely out of context. Clearly, George edited that video together because there's a 0% chance, guys, that the laziest man on the internet, Aaron Smith Levin, would take the time it takes to edit a 4.5-hour video down to 28 minutes. Do you know how long that takes? That takes like 10 hours. There is no way that Aaron Smith Levin did that. He would never take that time. Never. Never, ever, ever. Also, it was digitally edited, which Aaron has no idea how to do, to take out the part where Lindsay was actively commenting on Aaron Smith Levin's own words that he said, okay, that Aaron Smith Levin said about Jenna. So that's the part that Aaron doesn't want you to know about that video that he, is putting out, right? That's very carefully, very slickly edited to make Lindsay look like she was just on a stream of consciousness saying, what was one of the things that was so wildly out of context? I know how to do this better than you. 'Cause I'm, ex-Scientologists are dumb or something. Like, guys, Lindsay and I have spent time, we've seen each other in real life, okay? And we talk on the phone, like conversation, okay? Not just the text, okay? I know Lindsay's speech patterns and stuff like that by now. Aaron is very well aware of Lindsay's speech patterns. They were in a relationship for 4 years, okay? So, that's why he's laughing during that whole video. Because it's so ridiculous, it's not even real. Also, it's time thank you for pointing out that some of these things are a sense of humor, okay? Uh, Jokes can still happen, okay? Um Oh, thank you, Meredith. Ooh, okay, send that to me, Meredith, thank you. I'm always interested in finding out new things, guys. Um, yeah. Aaron's own words are damning to Aaron. It's literally like we don't there's no effort involved, guys. It's really very simple. Okay. Um and his attempt today to place himself in this upper region of men as someone who would never abuse women you know, with the hard R that sounds like grape really disgusted me. Okay. Because there is literally a litany of women in the wake of Aaron Smith Levin who have all come on video, who have all said, thank you, One Love. Thank you for this generous super chat. All talked about the ways in which Aaron Smith Levin physically or verbally accosted them. Okay. He was caught on video, on CCTV footage, throwing Juliana into a wall. Can I ask a question? I know there's people from Aaron's crowd in here. Why? This is an honest question. Why are you guys so focused and interested in attacking one certain man, but all of Aaron's actions, okay, against women, constant philandering against his wife in multiple countries, okay, number one, impregnating 2 other women who are not his wife and, forcing abortions, throwing women across rooms into a building, stalking women on Facebook, calling them a cunt in the middle of campaigning for fucking city council. And who knows what else? I'm just going to say that. Who knows what else? Okay. Lindsay showed a picture of another woman who was like, I'm also a victim of Aaron Smith Levin, and showed pictures of her with him. Okay. What is the deal with that? Like, I get it. I was a big time apologist for Aaron for a long time. Okay. I did a lot of whitewashing. So I get it on that instance. But it's like, it took me 6 months to figure it out? 6 months of making excuses for this man until I was like, wow, he is actually not a good person. And I'm making myself look like a fucking idiot. Why is it taking you guys years? Why is it taking you guys literal years? Like, Natalie, you did a whole video with him defaming, demeaning, and fucking lying about me. I can't even, it's on members only, guys, so you probably can't see it. But I literally can't believe that, Nat. That as a woman, as a mother of 2 women, that you would align yourself with a self-confessed abuser of multiple women. And use and warp conversations that we had into a non-reality that in every multiverse version of me doesn't even exist. Yeah, but at this point, it's got to be at least 7 times. I mean, guys, look. Here's my theory right now. Okay, why is Aaron doing all this right now? First of all, Aaron, You claim allegedly you read the other book, click stalk, destroy. I don't. First of all, guys, it's available in digital, like Kindle version, so you can download it, and the audiobook is available. Just another thing, and this is my own picadillo. If you listen to an audiobook, yes, you have got the information of the book, but you did not read it. Reading implies having a physical or digital copy that has words on a physical or digital approximation of a page that you read word by word. Okay? That is reading. It has only one definition. Listening to an audiobook is listening to an audiobook. Listening to an audiobook at 2x, also not the same. Okay? Also, weaponizing a woman's work, Aaron, about chronic malignant narcissistic behavior against one of your victims who's also a woman. Wow. Apparently there is no low. The bar has been removed. There is no bar. Yeah. I do encourage people to go get that book. Lindsay had actually talked about it a week before Aaron weaponized it against me. Yeah. So here's my theory, is that Aaron is, I've said this before, that he exhibits characteristics. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, menopause. Characteristics of the dark tetrad, right? And for those of you guys who have forgotten what the dark tetrad is, let me pull that up here. Okay. So the dark tetrad is the dark triad with a bonus edition. Okay. So it is the dark triad, of course, is psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. And then the tetrad adds in sadism, okay, to that combination. So it becomes a square instead of a triangle, okay? And I have gone over, in various videos how Aaron has exhibited I'm the wish list Rosie O'Donnell. Come on, I have fabulous hair. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So you guys can go back and watch those videos. I've done a number of them. And someone like that who doesn't have any ability to self-reflect on anything that they have done that is wrong is really astounding. Now he's lost thousands of subscribers. He keeps buying them back. To maintain this level of, alleged power over this space. Okay. We see the weaponization of his relationship with Jenna Miscavige. Okay. It's very opportunistic. It is very much a transactional type of thing. Okay. What we can see from the videos. I'm not talking about anything that goes on in private between them. I know nothing about that. I don't want to know anything about that. But you can see from videos that he does, specifically using Jenna's content and then, like putting it out there. And it's very much like this very strange, uh, what do they call a dual star system? Is that just what it's called? When you get like two stars orbiting each other and they can't get away from each other, right? But it's bad. It's bad for the rest of the environment. This is what Jenna and Aaron are, right? They're two narcissists orbiting each other. Now, they were made that way. They were literally born that way, guys. Okay? Now, you can change. You can rewrite your brain. That is the amazing thing about being a human being, is that our brains can change. Okay? But you have to tap in not to the reptilian amygdala, primal brain, the fight, flight, freeze brain. You have to tap in to the mammalian brain, okay, which is the nurturing, the loving portion, which a lot of us were completely denied as children. Okay, I didn't dox any children. See, Jenny, this is a person, and guys, let's be kind to Jenny. Let's show her some compassion. Jenny, I have never doxed any children. So saying things like that, first of all, Aaron has said that I have attacked and threatened his family. That has never happened. Not one time. In fact, the exact opposite of that has happened. But Aaron says these things with no proof, I have this, but I'm not going to show it. I would implore Aaron to show all of our texts. You go for it. Show every single text I've ever sent you, Aaron. Because what you're going to see in that is not me threatening his life, his houses, his children, his wife, ever. Ever. Never, ever, never. Not one time. Now, I have said in the past that I hope Heather leaves him. That's not threatening her. That's trying to empower her to get away from someone exhibiting the characteristics of the dark tetrad and to be safe and be empowered as a woman without his abusive nature. She was talking about Aaron, not me. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. That's why I said be kind. Thank you, Jenny. Oh no, yeah. No, he talks about everybody else's kids. He doxed my mom. As the president of his foundation, he revealed that my mom got assistance from the foundation, which is illegal-ish. It's a violation of their code of conduct. Thank you, Jenny. Everybody told me I have been corrected and I was wrong, and I apologize to you, Jenny, for misunderstanding what you said. A doxed Reese, correct? He's doxed quite a few people. Now, guys, in the past, and I will own up to this, I did show on my screen because I didn't think it was a big deal. I did show the address, which I had to, edit out later, etc., of the foundation. That is public information, so I didn't consider that doxing. I've had a lot of talks with a lot of people, and they're like, even though something's on the internet, and I was like, okay, I made a mistake. I took down that thing. I, fucking edited it out. Done. Okay? But I can take accountability for having done that, right? Yeah, he doxed Barb and Chi. Correct. Right? Accidents happen. Purposely stating people's actual names, the names of their relatives, where people live, their addresses, their phone numbers, their email. That is not an accident. Aaron is very deliberate. Anybody who has known him for any amount of time will understand that he is very calculated, very deliberate in his actions. Okay? So when he says something, he's not joking. Okay. I did a short, my last short that's there, that I said I would tattoo his portrait right here on my forehead if he actually had 5,000 members, because I showed you guys how many members I have on this channel here. And I dared him to show how many members he actually has on his channel. The very next video, what did he say, guys? Oh, that was a joke. That's jokes. How many times in this year, since he started the members only content to do videos exclusively about me, did he say, we have 5,000 members, guys? Was it more than 10? Was it more than 20? He didn't say that just once as an off during that video with Jenna. But you saw her face. She knew that wasn't true. She knew they didn't have no 5,000 members. She's been on the back end, right? And yes, Jenna did tell us the truth multiple times. It's too bad she didn't listen to herself, you know. Lindsay does tell the truth. This is very true. And the truth, guys, as I've said many times, does not have emotions. It is just the truth. It can make you feel a certain way. You know, but it doesn't have emotions, right? So Aaron has lost thousands of subscribers. He really doesn't have 5,000 members. His views are tanking, and percentage wise, to his sub count, it's very low, right? Like the number of views that he gets versus his sub count. I don't think he's had a video on YouTube even reach 250,000 views in the last couple years, right? Which is odd for a channel that's growing organically to not, on average, have the majority of their videos be at or surpass their sub count, right? So, you know, his little empire that he built up and destroyed and is now, you know, it's the Titanic. It's sinking, and he's trying to literally be Ursula, you know, at the end, and just take everything down with her as she's, you know, getting stabbed with the ship and stuff, right? And then on top of that, I mean, you know, this relationship with Jenna is very rocky. I mean, we've all seen it. It's about time now. We're in the end of July. Cue the breakup music. I don't think they're doing good. She's over there talking about, look at me, I've made pottery, you know, like guilting everybody else that has a store that, you know, they make the shit and send it out. My things are not made in Bangladesh. I make them myself. Okay, Jenna, good for you with your privilege that somehow you got a fucking pottery kiln. Who bought that shit for you? That's thousands of dollars. Good for you. Good for you that you have all this time to make pottery and then put it in a kiln and glaze it and shit. Okay. I don't got no pottery kiln. Okay. I am not making things to sell. I am caring, you know, for children and my wife and the house and the dogs. Like, I am busy with things, you know. So yeah. Oh, yeah. There's more in Lindsay's, within an hour on his than 12 hours. Yeah. No, the video views and things tell the story. Tells the story. Okay. I don't know if she bought it or not, Jaku. I'm just like, where did that come from? You know, Marilyn's gone. Kelly Copter's gone. Rabbit is gone. The three people he said he could always count on, gone. He's left with Natalie, who's apparently still on the board. I'm really grossed out by that. That speaks volumes to me about her character and tells me I was extremely wrong. Yeah. And yeah. And now the biggest blow is about to happen to him from none other, surprise, than Scott Hochstetter. Aaron did a video recently. Essentially, it was one of the few fundraisers that he's done for the foundation since its actual founding in 2024 to raise money, because the lowest quote that he's gotten for a lawyer to fight Scott Hochstetter's case, guys, is $8,000. Now, that fundraiser did not raise $8,000. He said during that stream that the SPTV Foundation has $18,000 in the bank, and that he hadn't been doing fundraisers like he had been with the Aftermath Foundation because all of these donors were just, magically there, and he didn't even have to ask people for money. And now all of a sudden, somehow, that's not happening anymore. But they've been able to help all these people. Anyone, and I do mean anyone, who has legitimately been helped by the SPTV Foundation, I would love for you to contact me. Mods, please put my email in the thing there. It's also on my it's on my YouTube page. Okay. It's official Thespian Lesbian at gmail.com. Because Scott is suing both Aaron and the foundation separately for defamation, slander, right? Now, the rules of the law are that Aaron can represent himself per se, which means without a lawyer, he's representing himself. But the foundation, because it is a corporate entity, has to have a lawyer represent them. Somehow, in the magical ease of founding a foundation, Aaron Smith Levin decided to not retain a lawyer for said foundation. Now, that the Aftermath Foundation has a lawyer. They have Granberry. And we all know that because Granberry sent the disgusting letter to Miriam on behalf of Mike Rinder to cover up his crimes, and also sent a cease and desist to Aaron Smith Levin when Aaron claimed that he did not do a vigorous defense or do his job vigorously for a former Scientology client. And yeah, so we know they have a lawyer. Oh, no. You here's the deal. I think there is one now. There didn't used to be one. That was his big contention with the Aftermath Foundation, that you didn't have to sign an NDA, right? We're just helping you. We help everybody. But Jenna also told us the truth about that. That when people write or they call in, he calls them losers. He's like, this person's such a fucking idiot. We're not helping them. What a fucking piece of shit. That's how he talks about his fellow cult survivors who need help. That's what he really thinks of everybody else. If you actually need help, you're a loser. You're a piece of shit, and especially if you're not going to come on his channel and pump shit up, fuck you. If there's nothing in it for him, he doesn't want to do it. Why would he? Why would he? Right? Because he's a dark tetrad person. He's not actually an altruistic person. He doesn't know what compassion is for himself or other people, which is what makes him so dangerous. He is in the same category of faux charity that these billionaire oligarchs are, okay? Oh, I have several charities I'm on the board of, and then I found it. And fuck you. You are taking more than an entire nation, okay? That's not compassionate. That's not fucking good for anybody. It's bullshit. Yeah. And then he also emphatically declared that he was paid nothing from the foundation. He gets no money from it, and that accusations like that are, unfounded and insane and yada, yada, yada. Okay. I'll take him at his word. I don't have any evidence to show otherwise. Their books are not public right now. They still haven't filed their 990 for 2025. It's July 29th. Yeah. So, you know, and with Scott's lawsuit, guys, because Scott can represent himself pro se. If Aaron doesn't get a lawyer, okay, there is a scenario in which the foundation has to pay Scott damages, which could in fact bankrupt the foundation and close it. Now, Scott did write to him. Some people have said this is allegedly a blackmail letter. It's a legal negotiation. We can look at it that way. Saying like, hey, give me 10 grand and I'll drop both suits. That's cheaper than it would be for you to fight me in court with a lawyer. Aaron said no. Now, let's say Aaron decided to do that, okay? And the foundation could pay that out. That would be a legitimate legal fee, right? They would still have 8 grand in the bank to help people with. And he could start, aggressively doing fundraisers for the foundation and, helping people more. But the fact that his answer to all of this is to not only, he said, well, I'm not asking you guys for money. I'm asking you to help me find a young, hungry lawyer who will take this case on the cheap. What? Because he doesn't like getting on the phone and getting told no. Because he's called a number of places and they all were like, not really our bag of chips, baby, but why don't you find a young, hungry lawyer who needs to cut their teeth on some cases? Essentially telling him, get fucked, bro. That sucks. Getting told no sucks. Getting told that we're not going to help you sucks. Doesn't it, Aaron? And that is called karma. You have turned down so many people from both of your foundations, sir. From first the Aftermath Foundation, and then again from this new, whatever you want to call it, foundation, that you legitimately could have helped. But you decided, not the board, because these people were never brought up for a vote before the board. You decided that they were not worthy of help, that their request for help was not even worthy of bringing before the board that you created. And we have evidence of quite a few of those people who have written to me, who have written to other people that you have summarily lost as friends and board members. Okay? Yeah, compassion is a very important thing. We're going to do a lot of more streams about compassions, specifically self-compassion, but also just compassion in general. Okay? Because it's very important. It's a quality that I think a lot of us, just humanity-wise, especially right now, it's so important to start practicing self-compassion. And then once we love ourselves more, we can give that compassion more freely to others. And that's super, super, super important. Bargain basement Levine. I'm not qualified. No, I don't have professional qualifications. I have experiential. This person's fun. Stop harming people. I would love for you to explain to me and the rest of the audience exactly how talking about compassion is harming people. I'll wait. Well, no more words. I guess I got blocked. I know. Why can't they spell? I don't know. But yeah, people are coming in. Yeah, you're not your. Yes, please put the apostrophe re in there. Yeah, blog sounds legit. They sound like a legit licensed person. No, and to be abundantly clear, guys, I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a lawyer. I am not. I don't have a college degree. Shocking, I know. I'm a cult survivor who is passing along to you my personal opinions and experience surviving said cult of Scientology, and um, what I learn in my recovery from that, because I think that that is super valuable information. And people can take it with a grain of salt. Please go and get the book yourself. Read the book. There's the Self Compassion Institute that she founded, where you can take courses and a lot of other stuff to, help yourself out in that area. So I encourage everybody to do that. But yeah, so is it out of pocket right now that Aaron is acting the way that he's acting? Is it to be expected? Yes. Is it acceptable? No. Is it like the mature adult way to deal with these very, very hard things in his life right now? Absolutely not. This man is 45 years old and he's ranting on the internet about women, attacking women constantly, while claiming to be a victim. And it's really telling. It's really telling right now. Yeah, when your kids don't want to spend Thanksgiving with you, there's more there. That is correct. That is correct. And yeah, exactly, mommers. He never answered the phones for those needing immediate help. He said he's not there to help people escape. He also said that protesting is protesting and helping people escape Scientology is helping people escape Scientology. Because somebody was like, well, what if somebody came up to you at the protest and was like, help me? He's like, oh, that's not my job right now. If a Sea Org member or Scientologist approached me outside of a Scientology building and was like, please help me, I want to leave, I'd be like, come with me. I'd put him in my car and I'd get as far away from there as I could. I would sit him down for a meal and be like, okay, let's eat, breathe, tell me what's happening. And then I would be on the phone to several people to see what resources I could get immediately to help this get back in touch with their family, whatever they needed in order to escape. I'd not be like, oh, ma'am, excuse me, I'm protesting right now. Okay. Do you want some pizza? You can have some pizza. We also have donuts, by the way, pizza and donuts. So it's, you get the savory and the sweet. Okay. Why don't you contact my foundation via email? Okay. And we'll see what we can do for you. We'll see if we can figure it out. Briggs. Yeah. And that's the difference between me and Aaron. He always likes to question, does she help anybody to leave Scientology? The answer is yes. The difference is, Aaron, I didn't have to start a foundation to pretend to care about people and to make me look like a better person. People reach out to me and I give them my help because that's what a good person does. I don't ask for money for it. I don't ask for kudos for it. I don't brag about it as a statistic. But yes, I have helped people to leave and to help their family members leave. I know Abigail left. Guys, she was spending $150 a week on pizza and donuts for Aaron. $150 a week. How many weeks was she doing that, guys? That's a lot of money. And then what did Aaron do when she was like, I'm not going to do this anymore? He doxed her, called her, of course, crazy, and doxed her dad and his business. What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? Oh no, I think he's had to go back to Costco and get the pizza and some cheap ass donuts, you know, for that. Yeah, I know. Poor Abigail. I mean, this woman was just a sweetheart and she liked supporting people and she liked helping. And so she was also giving super chats to Reese or whatever, and that was a bridge too far for Aaron. He cannot share. He cannot share. If he has something, no one else can have it. And if that person chooses to not dump the other person that he doesn't like, dead to him. Exactly, exactly. A true Scientologist. Only Scientologists act like that. Only Scientologists act like that. So yeah. There really is no end to his cruelty, guys. It's just that it makes me sad. It makes me sad that there have been so many people who literally became cannon fodder in this space, right? If you go back to sptv.space, there's nobody there now. There's 5 channels left or something. There used to be 210 channels on there. It's down to like 6, which consists of Aaron, Cheryl, Eric, Natalie. What's the other one? I had them in my head here. Let's go to sptv.space. Okay, Farrell, Cheryl, Aaron, Jenna, of course, Natalie, George, surrounded by Scientology, Clearwater George, and, of course, the SPTV Foundation, guys. That is 6 channels, 2 of which are Aaron's channels, so it's really 5 channels. George is nowhere. I'm surprised he hasn't deleted his channel. He's gone. He left the board. So you have Natalie, Jenna left the board, and Cheryl. Eric isn't even on here, guys. Eric isn't even on here. Even Eric and Cheryl have distanced themselves a bit from Aaron. He did a Friday night protest and he was like, oh, all the people are coming over from Target 1. Guess who wasn't coming over from Target 1? Cheryl and Eric. Sherrick. I don't know why that's not a cute name, guys. They didn't come over to hang out with Aaron. They stayed and did their own protest, which that's a whole other, yeah. Yeah. No, he takes no accountability for anything. Smerick. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's like a name, I don't think there's, a thing. But where's all their, Eric's not really doing the overtime show anymore. And or he hasn't, Cheryl has not been on a lot of streams. I really hope she's checking into her health. And I said that for real, I have seen way too many Scientologists and former Scientologists, because of this terrible association we have with our bodies, pass away way too young. And although Cheryl and I are not friends, I do not want to see her demise in any way, shape, or form. So I really do hope that she's reached out to a legitimate healthcare professional, doctor, to get checked up and things. Marilyn's gone. Yeah. I mean, there's literally nobody left for him except for his mods, who I really do think they are OSA. I really think the mods are OSA. Like the ones that are left. Arkansas Flamingo. Who else? Northern Girl. Lauren with a C, spelled SEA. I can't remember if Jen Kess is a thing. She's on the foundation. Totally random lady who just showed up at the protests. Yeah. Oh, George Massey. Yeah, let's not forget George Massey. That winner. Yeah. Yeah, those are his handlers. Yeah. Yeah. He tried to say that I'm aligning Tori with his haters. Oh, hey, Kelly. This is Tori's mod, guys, if you didn't know. Um, and I'm like, dude, there's no one left to invite on that isn't against you. Yeah. Aaron only has haters at this point. He keeps that picture up of the Clearwater crew because these are his only friends. And notice that in those friends, the only people who had anything to do with Scientology are Cheryl and Eric. Everybody else is gone. Everybody else is gone. Even his OG people. Clearwater George, gone. He's not hanging out with them. He's not coming to the protests. He's not on the board. That speaks volumes, right? All of these people who used to, it was the Friday night protests were kind of big. They were doing like a whole thing. All gone. So we're watching in real time. No. There's two Georges, guys. There's two Georges. There's George Massey, okay, who was besties with Marilyn and was also her mod until, Aaron threw Marilyn under the bus. And then George disconnected from Marilyn on all socials and blocked her phone number like a real Scientologist. Then there was the original George before George Massey came into the space, Clearwater George, and his channel is at Surrounded by Scientology. Okay. And that George was friends with Aaron for years before he even started the foundation. Also a bit of a womanizer himself. But yeah, there were two Georges. But original George, who got put on the board, not on the board anymore. Not on the board. Erica's still there. But she's not at every protest, and she only protests like at Target 1. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. It's really it's really telling. So what I feel like we're observing, in my opinion, right now from Aaron is a narcissist imploding live in real time. And it is a thank you, VJ. Yes, George Massey is Mr. Eyelids. Okay, I got you. And it is like a slow motion train wreck, guys. This is not going to be an instantaneous thing. This is, Kelly, I used to love Erica too, until she started justifying all of Aaron's crimes and like basically encouraging Jenna to get back together with him. I don't think she's a good person. I also think she could be a plant. That's my Scientology conspiracy brain speaking right now. I don't really know anything about the woman. I've never met her, but based on those actions, zero trust from me. The death thrall of the narcissism. Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're seeing now. It's only going to get worse, guys. It is only going to get worse. Okay. So please buckle up, everybody. I'm buckling myself up. I'm going to be making sure that I care for myself emotionally and physically, okay, when I need to. So that means I might not be on every day, and that's okay. All right. And I'm not going to do a reaction to every single thing that he says and does on the internet because, frankly, I've said a lot already, and it's all coming to fruition. Like every prediction that I made is coming true for him. And the opposite is happening to me. I am not dead. I have not had a heart attack. I have not had a stroke. I'm not in a mental institution, and I have not been arrested. I have committed no crimes to be arrested for also. Those are all the things that Aaron has wished for me in the last few months. And I don't think any of those are going to happen, but I do think that Aaron has put the fabric of his foundation in danger. He's lost everybody but 3 people. Well, 2 people, Natalie and the new addition, Jen Kess. Yeah, this is not going to end well for him. My hope, okay, and this is a sincere hope, it's totally Pollyanna, it will not happen. My hope is that Aaron takes himself off the internet. And by that, I mean, like, literally take a week off, Aaron. Go spend time with your kids and your wife. Okay? Pick up this book or get the audiobook. I know you prefer audiobooks. You don't do the reading. Listen to this book. Use the tools in this book on yourself. Start having some compassion for you. Okay? Start having some compassion for your children, for your wife, and maybe practice it like in small bitty ways, at the grocery store or things like that. Okay? Even though, in my personal opinion, which is not from that of a doctor, so I can be wrong. I don't know how you could recover from where you're at right now. You need serious inpatient, possibly help with a team of professionals, which I am not. But if you do not want to change, okay, if you refuse to change, then this is literally it. This will be your legacy. And it's not a good legacy. It's not, your children are not going to be happy to be associated with that later on down the line. They will not brag to their children, your grandchildren, about you. And you run the risk of losing that connection, that future for yourself with your, actions and words that you continue to do. So I would encourage you to maybe help yourself a little bit, and stop what you're doing, because this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good for you. As far as Jenna goes, I hope she just stays in San Diego and she doesn't make the trip back out there again. And she moves on from Aaron and goes and gets a lot more therapy. So yeah, that's what I hope on that. For all of the people who have been thrown under that bus, publicly, privately, behind closed doors, shat on by a group of people, in the name of Aaron Smith Levin. And if I did that in the past, I have done this before, but I do encourage you to reach out. I would love to have a conversation about it and take accountability. And, an opportunity to apologize if that's something that you want. But also just to listen. If you need somebody to listen about what happened, I'm here. You can reach me by email. You can always leave me a comment. To be honest, guys, well, I haven't been reading a lot of comments because a lot of them were not nice. Yeah, they weren't. And so I was protecting my mental health. So I'm very behind on comments and things like that. So if you guys did send me a message in the comments in the last couple weeks, I have not read it and I apologize for that. Yeah. So that's what I'm hopeful. That's what the compassion that I have in my heart for people who have grown up in this environment and from the time of infancy did not have a good relationship with themselves, that did not have the tools given to them to be able to love themselves or really truly have compassion and love for other human beings. I encourage all of us to do the work. It is work. A lot of big feelings and emotions come up while I'm reading this, so it is a little bit of a slower read. But I think we can all do it. I have faith. I think we can all do it. Um, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of trolls that want people to, yes, education about trauma-informed care is free. It's all over the internet. All of the concepts that I've talked about, you can find easily on multiple websites, about psychology, psychiatry, therapy, etc., and trauma recovery. Um, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to this last minute live. We've been here 2 hours. Holy shit. This has been really, really good. I am grateful for you guys being here. Let me just get this off the screen here real quick. There we go. I'm grateful for you guys tuning in. I am grateful for all of my members, for all the subscribers, for everybody who hit that like today, watching and everything else. Let's all, and I'm trying to be, as you can hopefully tell in this stream, a lot more mindful, and compassionate in my words. I know a lot of people are going to interpret it any way they want, and there's nothing I can do about that. As VJ said earlier, the only thing I can control is my own emotions and reactions to things, and it's the same for all of you. So the more we practice that and doing that with self-compassion for ourselves and compassion for those around us, I think we can together create an environment that will be far more healing, far more productive in helping to expose the crimes of Scientology and help people, trauma and cult victims out there, around the globe. Oh, thank you for being a member here for 4 months. Thank you. Yes, and compassion is simple and easy to learn, ish. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Oh, my wife is literally calling, guys. I'm going to take that call. I love you all. Thank you so much to my mod mafia. I couldn't do this without you. And I will see you all on the flippity dippity.